Hello everyone. In today's video, we will be learning about repetitive and non-repetitive DNA sequences. So our genetic material will have DNA sequences, which some DNA sequences are repetitive in nature and some are non-repetitive in nature. So in this video, we will be learning about what is this repetitive and non-repetitive DNA sequence, and also we will be learning about what is their function and significance. Moving on to the introduction. In eukaryotes, DNA is categorized into two categories. Now, what are these two categories? The first category is called as unique DNA. Unique DNA is also called as non-repetitive DNA. Next category, we call it as repetitive DNA. So, in further slides, we will be seeing what is this unique DNA and what is this repetitive DNA and its functions. Moving on to unique DNA. Unique DNA is also called as non-repetitive DNA. This class of DNA consists of sequences that are usually present in a single copy per genome. These unique DNA sequences or non-repetitive DNA sequences, they are present as only one copy, single copy per genome. For whole genome, it is present as only one single copy. In eukaryotes, the proportion of this unique DNA ranges from 8% of the genome, 8% of the genome in rye plant. In rye plant, this unique DNA proportion is only 8%, and in lower eukaryotes, it is about 80%. Now, these unique DNA sequences are the ones which will produce more than 80% of the mRNA in a cell. These unique DNA sequences are the ones which are responsible for producing 80% of the mRNA in a cell. A rough estimate of the number of genes expressed in eukaryotes is in lower eukaryotes like yeast, they will have usually 4,000 genes which are responsible for producing mRNA. In higher eukaryotes, there are about 10,000 to 15,000 genes. Thus, the total amount of DNA represented in mRNA is only 1 to 2% of the total genome. That means in the total genome, the unique DNA sequences that are present is going to give rise to mRNA, which is of 1 to 2%. That means 1 to 2% of the mRNA is produced by this unique DNA sequences, which means that the unique DNA sequences are the genes which are responsible for producing mRNA and proteins which are having various functions in a cell. It could be enzymes or it could be proteins. Now these are produced by this unique DNA sequences which are present as only one copy per genome, and it constitutes of producing 1 to 2% of the mRNA for the total genome size. Now, the mRNAs are also termed as abundant mRNA and scarce mRNA. Now, this abundant mRNA means more. So, therefore, abundant mRNAs are present in 1,000 to 10,000 copies per cell, whereas scarce mRNA are present as less than 10 copies per cell. Now, we know that during if a gene has to produce mRNA and it has to be producing the mRNA is further producing protein, in that process we call it as transcription and translation. Transcription and translation usually occurs on a DNA sequence where DNA is being copied to mRNA, right? So the DNA sequences are having genes. Now these genes are responsible for producing mRNA and further it is responsible for producing proteins. So now there are two types of genes. The first type is called as housekeeping genes and the other one is called as luxury genes. Now, housekeeping genes are the genes which are always transcribed and translated. If these are the genes which are usually giving rise to proteins or enzymes which are involved in the body's metabolic processes. A cell will require certain enzymes or proteins to carry out the metabolic process, and they require all the time in the cell. So such type of enzymes or proteins are produced by housekeeping genes. So these are the genes which will be always on, they never get switched off. Now there are other genes apart from these housekeeping genes. These genes will produce proteins or enzymes which will have a specialized function in a specific tissue or during some developmental stages. So such type of genes which will give rise to proteins which will have certain specialized functions apart from the metabolic functions. So such type of proteins which are produced by the genes. So such genes we call it as luxury genes. This is all about unique DNA sequences. So unique DNA sequences are non-repetitive DNA sequences. They are present as a single copy per genome, and these are the ones which are usually representing the gene which will produce the mRNA and further proteins. So from this unique DNA sequence only we get mRNA and proteins. These proteins will carry out 80% of the cell's function. Moving on to repetitive DNA. Now this repetitive DNA is made up of DNA sequences that are usually present in more than 1 million copies. It is present in more than 1 million copy per genome, whereas unique DNA or a non-repetitive DNA is present as 1 copy per genome. That is the difference between unique, non-repetitive and repetitive DNA sequences. The proportion of repetitive DNA ranges from approximately 50% in human genome to 90% in rye genome. If you see unique, it was 8% in rye and 80% in lower eukaryotes, right? So the repetitive DNA is again of two types. The first type is highly repetitive DNA sequence, and the next type is moderately repetitive DNA sequence. Now, before moving on to this, I want to clarify one point. When I am speaking about repetitive and non-repetitive, it doesn't mean that the nucleotide bases are repeated, T, 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 G, 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 G. It's not like that. It could be like that in centromeric or satellite DNA when we speak about. When we go to highly repetitive DNA sequences, there we will see about satellite DNA as well. So, repetitive DNA means a set of sequences will be repeated several times in a genome. That is repetitive. Unique means it is only present, the sequence is unique per genome, that is only present a single copy per genome. That you should know. So moving on to coming back to our repetitive DNA, there are two types, highly repetitive DNA sequence and moderately repetitive DNA sequence. Let us see what is highly repetitive DNA sequences. These sequences are usually present in more than 10 to the power 5 to up to several million copies per genome. So they are present, their copy number is more, they are present in large copies, several million copies per genome. They usually consist of a very short nucleotide sequences. These highly repetitive DNA sequence are a very short nucleotide sequence, but sometimes in a very rare case there could be nucleotide sequences of 100 nucleotides long. Sometimes they could be several hundred nucleotides long, but usually they are very short nucleotide sequences. Now these highly repetitive DNA sequences are also called as satellite DNA. In the previous video, I have spoken about chromosome. When we learnt about the structure of the chromosome, there we learnt about centromere, and in centromere we have learnt about satellite DNA. Please don't get confused with the satellite chromosome. Satellite chromosome is different from satellite DNA. When we were studying about centromere, we have learned this satellite DNA. So this highly repetitive DNA sequences are also called as satellite DNA. Satellite DNA occurs in almost all eukaryotes. It may be heavier or lighter than the main band of DNA. When we do a cesium chloride density gradient centrifugation, we can see the bands. So this could be a heavier, sometimes a lighter band when we compare to the main band of the DNA. That is the unique DNA. If we see, then this could be a lighter DNA. When we compare it with the remaining chromosomal DNA, this bands we get it as a lighter DNA. Now the satellite DNAs are usually located in the heterochromatic regions of chromosome. What is heterochromatic region of chromosome? We have learned this earlier. Heterochromatic region of chromosome means the centromeric region. So the satellite DNA is present in the centromeric region of the DNA. In Drosophila, the three major satellite sequences we can see. What are these? Write down, please write this: ACAAACT. I will repeat. The first type is, in the Drosophila, three major satellite sequences. The first one is ACAAACT, and the next is ATAAACT, and the other one is ACAAATT. These are the three major satellite sequences that we can see in Drosophila. Where are they present? They are present in the centromeric region in a chromosome. Satellite DNA sequences may have some structural function in the chromosome. In many cases, they are not transcribed. Satellite DNA sequences are not transcribed. As I told you, unique DNA sequences will get transcribed, whereas satellite DNA sequences or highly repetitive DNA sequences do not get transcribed. Instead, they have various structural function in the chromosome. Like, for example, what is the function of centromere? They bind to the spindle fibers and they help during the cell division. They help in dividing the chromosome during the cell division. Now, there are some sequences that are going to resemble, they are similar like the satellite DNA. They are known as tandem repeats. Now, this tandem repeats of a short DNA sequence which is about 2 to 8 base pairs. Many satellite DNA consists of tandem repeats which are of short sequences of 2 to 8 base pairs. It is of short DNA sequences which is of 2 to 8 base pairs. These repeats are usually identical. These repeats will be usually identical. The satellite DNA sequences will have tandem repeats which are 2 to 8 base pairs long. That short sequences, it is 2 to 8 base pair sequences. Now these repeats will be usually identical. Now some variation will be seen in these type of tandem repeats. That is, it's not that the base pairs are different. Variation means they are, here the satellite DNA is identical. The tandem repeats are identical. What is a variation then? These variation is the number of times that it is present in the DNA is differing. Variation in this type of DNA arises mainly due to the difference in the number of repeated units. Now the repeated units are called as tandem repeats. Now how many times that is present in a DNA? That is what is varying. The number of times that it is repeated, that is what is the variation that is present. Now this type of variation that we see and this tandem repeats that we see, they are called as variable number of tandem repeats. You would have heard this in RDT. Now the repeats, the tandem repeats will vary in their number in a genome. That we call it as variable number of tandem repeats. Now those variable number of tandem repeats are also called as mini satellites. They are also called as mini satellites. I repeat, highly repetitive DNA sequences are also called as satellite DNA sequences. Now, like these satellite DNA sequences, there are about 2 to 8 base pair short DNA sequences which we call it as tandem repeats. Now these tandem repeats will vary in their number. Therefore, we call it as variable number of tandem repeats. They are also called as mini satellites. Now this VNTRs, variable number of tandem repeats, are usually the ones that we use in our DNA fingerprinting technology or genome mapping technology. For every individual, the tandem repeats will vary in their number. That is why we call it as VNTRs. Now this is what is important, which we will be using for DNA fingerprinting technology and genome mapping and so on. That is all about highly repetitive DNA sequence. Moving on to the next type of DNA sequence, that is moderately repetitive DNA sequence. Now, highly repetitive was present in several million copies per genome, whereas moderately repetitive DNA sequences are present in 2 to less than 10 power 5 per genome. 5 copies per genome, 10 power 5 copies per genome. I am sorry, I have missed a copy word here. So this moderately repetitive DNA sequences is present as 2 copies or less than 10 power 5 copies per genome. It makes up approximately 20 to 80% of the chromosomal DNA in eukaryotes. In eukaryotes, this moderately repetitive sequences makes up 20 to 80% of the chromosomal DNA. In this family, in this moderately repetitive DNA family, the repeated sequences are not usually identical. If you see here, highly repetitive DNA sequences, they were identical. Whereas moderately repetitive DNA sequences, they are not identical, but they are related to each other. The degree of the relationship varies among the members of their family. It is going to the degree of the differences, that is, the degree of the relationship is going to vary among the members of the family. The members within a family hybridizes with each other. Since they are moderately repetitive, the hybridization of the DNA sequences can take place. So the members of these family will hybridize with each other, while those belonging to different family do not hybridize with each other. Now, the members of these moderately repetitive DNA sequences are usually distributed throughout the genome in a more or less regular way, with the longer stretches of unique DNA sequences that are separating them. Say for example, there is a genome sequence where there is repetitive DNA sequence, moderately repetitive DNA sequence and unique DNA sequences. So this moderately repetitive DNA sequences are usually separated by unique DNA sequences, long stretches of unique DNA sequences. Now this class of DNA, that is the moderately repetitive DNA sequences, do not have any structural or functional significance that is assigned. Rather, this moderately repetitive DNA includes, now this type of DNA, this moderately repetitive DNA includes genes that are responsible for producing proteins like histones, ribosomal RNA and ribosomal proteins. Also, several types of transposable elements are produced by these moderately repetitive DNA sequences. I will just tell the difference between unique and moderately. Unique DNA sequences have genes which will constitute the functioning of the major functioning of the cells. They are going to give rise to proteins which are having functions, major function in a cell. Moderately repetitive DNA sequence also consists of certain genes which will give rise to proteins like histones, ribosomal RNA and ribosomal proteins. They also have a important function in cell. Unique DNA will give rise to proteins like various enzymes that are involved in metabolic processes or enzymes that are involved in regulation of the genes. They also give rise to DNA polymerase, RNA polymerase, enzymes that are required for transcription, translation and so on. whereas moderately repetitive DNA sequences will give rise to enzymes, proteins like histones, RNA like ribosomal RNA, ribosomal proteins, and several types of transposable element. Now this moderately repetitive DNA sequences are separated in a genome by unique DNA sequences. That is all about repetitive DNA sequences and non-repetitive DNA sequences. If you have any doubts about this, please contact me. Thank you. And the books that I have referred for this is again Watson, Gerald Karp, and Genes 8 by Benjamin and Levin. Thank you.